Hello YouTube, we're back. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on because I think at this point I need to change dialogue so I can actually see if people are talking in the party. Because I've only done these for story, so hopefully it won't take too long. It didn't take me too long to get these, but we'll see how long it takes. I also was queuing as a healer, not a DPS. So there's more need for a healer than a DPS. On God. I will pause the video if it. I'll keep it up for a couple minutes. If you don't get it within a couple minutes, then I'll do what I did for any other one, and I'll pause it and unpause when we get it. I hope I have the settings changed so I can see my party easier. I don't know if I did that on this character. I think I did. Some settings, when you save over, do not carry to the alt, I noticed. I forget what settings that is, but there was a couple settings that did not carry over to a new alt. I don't think I have the color settings on here, actually. Because I think if I did, I would see my character as a different color already. It wouldn't be this blue. So I might struggle to find my party here too. But if that's the case, then you'll see one of the reasons I dislike Alliance raids. I had to actually change colors of like party members and the Alliance raid and all that. I guess I could actually look. Some of it might be closed off. Oh, while I do this, let me set these. So I want to change that. Don't remember where it is. Yeah, I think this is it. Party members, alliance. Oh, maybe I do. To some degree, anyway. They're NPCs, PvP. Apply colors to the according role. Maybe I do. We'll see. Yeah, see. I usually have my name as green. So I stand out from other things. We'll see. Looks like I did change some things. Just maybe not to how I had it before. We have 3 of these alliance raids we have to get through. So I have every intention of making this a long video because there's a lot of cutscenes in between the raids. Yeah, so. And I want to do all 3 of them in here and just get it over with. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to, because I took a break and I was doing other games, sick, whatever else. I haven't had time to level up stuff that I wanted to, so. Right now, in between recording sessions and what I'm gonna do next, is also, I gotta look at the date. I've already pre-ordered. Yeah, I've already pre-ordered Silent Hill F. I don't remember when in September that comes out. I think near the end, so I think it's gonna be a while yet. But I want to make sure I'm not like in the middle of a game when that comes out too, because I want to make sure I have I want to make sure I finish that or like start that pretty early, like on launch. Because I don't want to see spoilers on it once it comes out, so I want to make sure I hit it pretty early. Yeah, this is a long wait time too. Potentially up to 30 minutes. A lot of times that average wait time, it is at least that. So I might have to spend, even though this video is probably going to be long, depending on the wait times here, it might be like triple that for what you see. I might be waiting longer for the thing to come up than the actual mission takes. But anyway, yeah. I think I'm gonna pause this until we get it. So I will see you when it dings and lets me commence. Oh, we're at 16 minutes wait time. You still don't have it yet. See you when it dings. Speaking of which, that wasn't much long after. I'm gonna keep this up because I might bring up the chat during these little mini cutscenes. I also might skip these. Like, we'll see. Because these specifically don't mean too much. They just kind of show off the area. Or what you're fighting. And this is everybody. It's party. Look. Some people are still in cutscenes. I do have the color changes and everything, so I should be good at keeping track of people. Somebody's apparently rubber banding. The Reaper on our team is. Originally, these Alliance ones... Okay, we're Alliance C. I gotta remember that. We're C. The health bars on the right are the other two Alliance teams. And it used to be that, I remember how to... Yep. They're lagging, apparently. Some people are. Damn, everything I'm targeting dies before I can hit it. That's what I need to do. That's the move I need to remember. Built to do that one. Okay. Trying to remember how to play the red mage, because I don't... I haven't played it in 3 months or whatever the last time you saw the video of it was. I forgot to get the dual cast on. But see all the other health bars at one point, when you first start and don't change things, if I remember right in the settings, every team is the same color. Okay, we're C. I don't think that's relevant yet. We went all the way over. Out of range. You get over here. Whoop. No, thank you. Guess it's time for the shortcut. I just, again, pass, because I don't care. I'm here for the clear, and nothing more. Jade out here running it in a swimsuit. I saw a bikini. So when I did this last time, it said 4 of us has to be in here. So noisy right here. I swear when you used to do this, and maybe that you would see everybody's name even before going in, but I could be wrong. That used to be such a, like, sensory overload for me. Because I don't even know who I was following. And I don't know if that's because I changed something, or... Apparently you can't attack that last boss unless you get a buff. And that's what they're talking about now. Based on the fight duration. Okay. See, that's the relevance of keeping the chat on. That's why I had to do the whole chat thing. 'Cause I knew I would eventually need it. Just ensures if I get into a thing that I don't remember the mechanics, we're just good. Next fight, hide behind the stone when he starts casting. Yeah, that's actually how I died when I played before. Okay, I already did that loop. I didn't learn that until it was too late. This is the guy that was in Monster Hunter World. I was gonna say Wild. You ain't behind the stone, you die. Ooh, shit. Some people did not go behind the rock. Oof. And now this should open the center, if I remember right. I think we're at the center now. No, we're not at the center yet. Ah, it's not in. I didn't mean to do that, but... Oh, this is the center. It just took me randomly. I was right, it was the drop down. Oh shit. Rude. That's another one that you get wiped if you don't get it in the right spot. Jade didn't make it. Get off me, you goddamn hand. Apparently they're getting a lot of lag. We have an interesting group. In Glamour, I mean. I guess okay there. There's everybody else left. I'm just gonna leave, because then when I leave, it'll just pass everything. Oh, I got a player accommodation. And now we got the serious cutscenes. Oh there, Lily. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be right large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. 33? The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, a crystal tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, of what the tower's inner defenses, judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegathon, not Acreon. Phlegathon? Phlegathon? He was a hero of the Elgian Revolution. And you glean that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Elgian Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Elgian's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this! What we gotta look at? Well, well, there it is. The foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I gotta deal with it, don't I? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to Saint Coniac's Fine for the present, and there plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. uh, so back on. Now, well, actually, yeah, there's just not nothing else that they said. They just said GG and stuff before I got out of the cutscene. I was changing the chat log. Well, you can actually see because it doesn't block, so you can see when I change the chat log at the bottom. You just can't see the chat. Log 4 is the one that hides all the chat and what I was using before I had the chat cover. But I just think the chat cover is neater, and it allows me to easily switch between stuff. So I'd rather just do that. Back to warrior while since we're stronger on warrior, we want the missions to end. We're losing out on some levels doing this. The red mage is getting them instead of that's not what I wanted. Did not want my whale. Kinda wanna get but I think it's like $30. I want to eventually get like the motorcycle, I think. It's a single mount though, but it's a single mount that works on everybody. Oh wait, I can fly. Why am I walking? So good of you to join us, Lily. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experience in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rambrose will be presiding over the meeting, if you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Lily. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For reference, I have added my own notes to Garhara's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a crystal's... Hey, this is somebody that was in with us. I remember the name. Like, the name matching with the fashion leader thing. Anyway, I have been out of my notes preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a crystal tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeed in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Lily's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most empathetically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Elgin technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shift of Earth. It has somehow been reawoken. If as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work. The answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief. We founded the Iron Works to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons. And that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Gerhara. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. As an observer, I'm not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Lily. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Ugian Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Such a terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. And if you've been watching these recently, you remember me talking about this dude's disguise. He's so hidden. Nobody will see it's him. Outlandish man. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventures, old friend. So, this is the legacy Ugian Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. Gasp! It's Nero! I would have never guessed with that mask on. I believed that the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Sid. Do not disappoint me. Dickhead. What was that? The tower! This is the next alliance raid, is the Circus Tower? Cyprus, maybe? Cyprus Tower? The almost didn't even put it on the cover because I was like, there's gonna be another cutscene. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress in the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The sons continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like mind, the entry into the principal spire, Secret Tower, the Elgians called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talent shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. I don't know if that's... And you are? I don't know which one was talking, so I don't know. Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Elgian civilization sent by the students of Beldesian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga. Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in the light of the recent incident at the Isle of Vale, I should think that they have rather more pressing concerns. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Grahara? This is nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. Same? You you have the Algian eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Elgian, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by the fate to Elgia. Elag? I forget. I really forget how you say that. I know I know I heard them say it when I was recording before, but I always forget how to pronounce that one, so excuse me on that. And this whole entire quest line is about this, so I'm going to be butchering it every single time. And none of it's voiced, so I won't hear it either. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Bethesian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Cypress Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Lily, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. You got it. I shall join you, Lily. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. You can't fly in this area, but you can use the mount to go faster. Speak with Biggs. What's up, Wedge? We're examining the rubble in the hopes that it'll yield a clue to entering Sacre's Tower. Can you tell we're getting desperate? Well, if it isn't Lily, eager to enter Sacre's Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent! It's been slow going, or rather no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you just follow me, I'll take you to him. Like I said, this whole thing has so much cutscenes in it, and it's so relevant, but for like later, which is so funny. By the time it became relevant, I forgot about it. Some old faces to lift this spirit, and a couple new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alia, sent here by our friends of Badesian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. It is our hope that we can be of small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Sacre's Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. Problem is, we can't get it open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as puts a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman, respectant. Algian royalty, by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hand. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed. Why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Oh fuck! Oh, that face. I I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by the gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend. I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land Eorzea, regular in itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you're suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was a symbol of ancient Elia's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his protege were living keys. You mean to say that these 2 are descended from Elgian royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. What you mean? To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty. Living keys born of Elgian ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? 'Twould seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it pleases you, Let us return to the Eight Sentinels. There is much more to tell. I think they're cool. Very well. Shade grab Nero. Don't let him out of your sight. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Garland, you know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to reconcile? A gift, perhaps? An Ugian tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more. Besides, it used to be jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Don't turn your back on him, Sid. We may not have gotten off with the best start, but the past is the past. Yesterday's enemies can yet be today's friends. Do you not agree, Warrior Blight? No, I don't like you. I think the Alkians could make copies of people. If this knowledge were to fall into the wrong hands, the world would become a terrible place. I shudder to imagine a dozen bigs shouting at me all day long. Ooh. The Chief and Nero go all the way back to the Magitech Academy. It's an exclusive school situated in the capital, reserved for the Empire's brightest elite. I don't know the nitty-gritty details, but they didn't get along back then. And they don't get along now. Fate's a bastard for bringing them together again. It goes without saying that Nero can't be trusted. We do well to keep an eye on him at all times. Don't worry. I will. Let us hear what Une and Doga have to say. It will not be too late to decide upon a course of action afterwards. You have every right to mistrust us, but I beg you to hear us out. Long have we waited for this opportunity to fulfill our life's purpose. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader Rambros may wish to be present. That's why I didn't put on the cover. I knew there was going to be another cutscene yet. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Badesian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Elgian technology. This is a rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do? Answering your questions require that we revisit Elgian history. Pray bear with us. The Elgian Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Elgian pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Algian civilization became a pale shadow of itself. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Elgia to its greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. Founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zende. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical text mentions the reign of two Elgian emperors named Zende. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Zende returned from the grave and assumed his role once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Elgian dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zende turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Nero, fucking wipe that smile off your face. Darkness. Again? Seven hells, what is with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Dun dun dun! Alas, Emperor Xander is very much alive. Within Sycris Tower he still abides, his ambition burning, all the more ardently, for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of the darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Elgian Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zende's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the earth. Its descent triggered the seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, the Emperor awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. It is for no other purpose but to put an end to Zende's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes. True, Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, and that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Zende. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. It is no ordinary woman who can cut a path through the labyrinth of ancients. With you as our champion, Lily Lovecraft, we are confident that we can end Zende's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldessian, among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So, what will we do, Lily? The world's in grave danger again. And it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Well, I guess it's time to save the world again. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Elgin Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Elgin civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us. The greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Elgians. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Cypress Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Lily, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate the hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes the Emperor himself. You got it! Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Cypress Tower from the outside world. To work, then. Look at Sid. Like, hey, fucking come here. We gotta talk. Like, fuck it. Are you lecturing me again? God damn it. I'm leaving. It's like, fuck you, man. I love the little interaction in the background. You don't even know what they're saying, they're just interacting. Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Elgin Eye, you called it. But to us it is the Royal Eye. Owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Again! Again! My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I'm quite well. I assure you, as you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. Now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Sychar's Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, the Emperor himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. And now we have the next alliance raid. So now the waiting game happens. Let's pop this up. Switch the dialogue over. We gotta change to the red mage again. Our item level should be good through the entirety of this, so. Turn off the labyrinth. Turn on Cypress. Our item level needs to be 70 or higher. We're good on that. We're just buy it. See how long it takes us. The truth of my eye is ever on my mind, but right now every man of us has a job to do. Rest assured, I shan't allow to be distracted. Within Sychar's Tower, you encounter clones who share our appearance. Though they, too, were created in the image of Doga and Une, they are but empty husks, bereft of independent will. Their sole purpose is to eliminate intruders. Striking down splitting images of Une and myself may give you pause, but you must not let that stay your hand. Though their names do not appear to have survived the passage of time, Doga and Une were worthy individuals. They were not without fault, but they placed the welfare of the people above all else. When the Emperor was resurrected, they supported his second ascension to the throne, in hopes that the Empire would flourish once more under his leadership. When it came to light that the Emperor was consorting with dark powers, they did all within their power to stop him. Among their many acts, they imbued us, two humble clones, with their will. And now, we wait. We wait. We wait. And we wait. And we wait. And we wait. Poke. Poke. And poke. Poke. Anyway. As always, I will be back when the ding happens. 20-minute wait time. 15 minutes, still done yet. But while I was thinking here, because also I'm kind of bored just sitting here. But yeah, when I first started the Alliance raids, the Alliance health bars were like right here. like all the health bars right here for one alliance, the other one here, taking up this entire like top portion of the screen. And they weren't that small, because that's like the simplified thing. Like when I changed these to simplified, so they took up more room than what they do over here. Used to see all the names, so I don't know if I changed that or they changed that in the settings. They also used to be the same color as your party, so I ended up following the wrong tanks. I was like C, and I ended up being in B half the time, or A, and that's why, like, for me, Alliance raids used to be Century Overload. Um, I definitely got to the point where, with changing the colors, they're not so bad. But as you see, they do take a while. Half the time, I don't even know what the mechanics are. I'm actually glad that when I played as the healer, people actually were talking about some of the mechanics. So when I went into doing it here as recording here, I knew more about them. I'm kind of hoping it pings around the 20 minutes, and so I don't have to pause for another while, but I might still. Technically looking at it, I'm the only one in the current queue. But there might be one with like 14 DPS, and it might throw me into that. So, whatever. But yeah, it's crazy how big these get. And these are the only alliance raids. I think there's alliance raids. So I think there is one for each expansion, and each expansion has like an arc story like this, and it might be relevant, but I've never done them because I was never a fan of the alliance raids. So saying that, I'm probably not going to do them as we unlock them, but I will do them overall. So we will eventually see them, but I've actually never done them on any character, so I know what the one is, like where it starts, and it involves Sid again. And I think it's even hinted at when we get. I think it's hinted in a cutscene somewhere too, if I remember right. I don't remember if it's the end of A Realm Reborn or what. But we won't be doing them for a while. So saying that, that is one thing that you're gonna have to understand is that we'll probably be in one of the later expansions and then doing prior content, and that prior content is gonna reference things that haven't happened yet technically, because you know what I mean. I think I went over this once before, but I'm not gonna try to do all the class quests before I move on to Heaven's Ward, specifically Heaven's Ward. Uh, Especially because getting to the end of Heaven's Ward unlocks some specific like weekly stuff, and if I was delaying that, which is fine, I can delay that. I would like to be able to do those weekly things because they help with leveling up the crafting or gathering, one or the other. Technically both. Like there's technically a weekly thing in Stormblood too when you get to the end of Stormblood. So technically speaking, there's probably stuff for Shadowbringer too, and I just never known. Same with Endwalker and so on. Each time they kind of like introduce some weekly stuff. So, oop, here we go. Come on, everybody ready up. I swear to God. Usually if everybody doesn't ready up in time, it kicks you out and then brings you right back. Usually. I'll be so pissed if I end up having to wait a long time. You only have like 60 seconds to ready up. Okay, they did. Already like, hi. Hi, hi. Who? Most people usually don't mind waiting for cutscenes, but some people are impatient, so we'll see. I think this team knows a bit more what they're doing than the other ones. Look at that little baby tank, Lilithel. I love seeing you see just a little tank. We are C again, okay. Okay, so you gotta put the balls in the... Next. Damn, they're just all in immediately. The clones. Don't hesitate on the clones. Wait for me, I got little legs. Oh well. That's not much to do. The hell happened to me? Whoopsie. I don't know what this happened. See, the problem is I don't know the mechanics of this because, as you see, there's just so many people that most of the time I don't even see what's going on because people just plow through it. It's very seldom. Like, I might die a lot in these, but it's very seldom that, like, I actually have to worry about mechanics because I'm not usually needed because the DPS is not needed as much, you know? My dual cast went off. We definitely got some, like, high players in this one. This was just breezing right on through. Nobody's talking after the initial talk, anyway. I think this one has an instant kill too, based on a mechanic, and I don't remember the mechanic. Come on! What do they do here all day? What do they do here all day is what somebody said. Fashion, probably. Somebody's turned into a frog. Ah! I got stone. I got frozen. Let me out of this rock! I think somebody else has to get me out. Oh no, I guess it's the mechanic. I guess I was the defense. I was their defense. They had to hide behind me. So it was another, like, hide behind the rock thing. Gotcha. Except I was the rock this time. Oh, that's great. It's a 10 out of 10. See, that's what I mean, like... I half the time don't even know the mechanic, because... Yeah. You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. He's probably gonna be half dead before I'm done here. Absolute darkness draws nigh. Soon it will be unleashed, and all shall be... I didn't catch that. Cutscene? Cutscene? That's what they were saying in there. I don't see the ready check anymore, so I can't ready up. Whoops, I didn't mean to read that, but oh well. Should stay closer to the healers because depending on what spell they're doing. He's in Shadowbringer, so this one's much further ahead of me. Mine is the power of darkness. Shall crush those who oppose me. Oof. I don't think you don't get too much cutscenes inside that matter. It's when you exit. I'm pretty sure. So get a healer, one of the healers, and then I will just exit. So I don't have to pass everything. That way. I could individually pass everything for them, but I just leave and I'll just forfeit my vote then. So that's all I'm gonna do by hitting pass anyway. No, let me remove the. Now that we're out of the actual alliance thing. Lily! You did it! You defeated the Emperor! Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for, Lily Lovecraft. The Emperor now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. There are two ways that we may seal off Sycra's tower, either isolated from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task. That distortion. What is it? The power that the Emperor sought to obtain comes from the Void. The world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on ether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, the Emperor entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Une and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, the Emperor sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Somebody needs to be watching Nero back there. Oh, be still, my beating heart! For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment. But my readings were not mistaken. Not even the Ultima weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? Covenant is everlasting. And so, Residia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Elgian rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes a reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid. An endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? Man has nothing, he need not know that pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Lily, pull yourself together. Don't worry, I just had a migraine flash. I get them all the time. Is there no end to them? What in the seventh hell is this happening? Your turn for a migraine. Not now, damn it! Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with your worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent. No ordinary one at that. Yoga! Confound it, without them there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine! Darkness like, bitch, you can come with if you want. Nero! covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the find and consult Rambros. I wonder how you say his name too, because I know I'm not saying that either. Rambros. Okay. Oops. Warrior. Mount. And now we have one more alliance raid, and then we'll be out of the Crystal Tower stuff. They're getting there. Good thing that I run these videos like 2 to 3 hours. We're probably going to be doing a normal length of video for this. Maybe a little longer than normal. Depends. Whoops. Oh my god. The camera. Oh. All this happened within the tower. Gods preserve! The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exist a myriad kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. It seemed that the Emperor sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what this void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we cannot abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland, the situation is bleak. Though void scent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears. But we do not even know whether our friends are still alive. Damn it, I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as the Emperor's Dark Covenant is binding, our world is in danger. 'Tis our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Bahara, since meeting Une and Doga, you have not quite been yourself. Tell me, true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eye rests with Elga. Uh, the answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I am with Gahara. However slim the odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. I, and that bastard Nero as well. If only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet no, it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient when dealing with the void. One cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can, for when the time comes to go after our friends, you must be no less than full strength. We'll save them yet, Lily. Mark my words. World of Darkness. I think that's the name of the last one. The last Alliance raid. Ah, Lily. It is good you are come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, or for Une, Doga, and Nero, imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Syker's Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber, awoke the Emperor. But you, Lily, you ensured he was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with the terrible void sent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through the rift and dragged the pair of them and Nero out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une and Doga and Nero from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor's orders and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial edict, but to no avail. Just as the gates would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those with the royal blood. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Elgian tombstone Nero presented us. During the Golden Age of Elia, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such technology, Amon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through with which the Cloud of Darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Emperor's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice, but then what of the energy building the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, that power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Eleg. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. Yeah, I know. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who can control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. 'Tis true, we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Cypress's power for our own purposes, and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. Hell yeah! We have heard this is possible from a man of the Thaumaturges Guild, well versed in the otherworldly matters, and with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparation are well underway. And here comes the man himself. Lily, just the woman we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though attaching the damnable thing to the Cypress Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got. But it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine-tuning, we can open the rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 sentinels as guides. Do hurry, Lily. I'm sure you wouldn't miss another chance to save the world, would you? You got it, dude. Well, Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower? Just on the log, so I'm not gonna bother doing. So we're gonna have at least one more cutscene. Run! Wedge! Lily, I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Cypress Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and if a single coupling's off, well, boom! But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can open a gateway to the another world. I was gonna say realm because that's what they keep calling it, but now they said world. Is there something I missed, Gahara? Ah, Emperor's Throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Algia's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if the civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping the emperor and his ambition. There, there were those who tried. Jenner's war of dominion left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up sword against Eleg. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. But all this merely hastened the destruction, just as they moved towards Eleg's heart for the kill. The Emperor lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, the Emperor desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalamed be emptied into the Cypress Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Cyprus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I learned of its cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Emperor to rashness, though. Your knowledge of the history is astounding, Gahara. Why, a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Yes? Biggs, are you ready? Ready and raring to open that void gate, Chief. You reckon when this machine's up and running, should be able to float 5 airships the size of the Egrius. So just give us the word and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good. Now let's get started. Our preparations are complete, everyone. Stay away from the throne. Don't tell me twice. I'm out. Alright. Let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. A rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. Can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the Dark Realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. As will the sons of Saint Coniac. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves Lily, my friend. 'Tis a heavy burden I must task you with. There are none more able. Pray lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. You got it. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return. After all, or after you have passed beyond the rift, make certain you are prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time, Lily? There is a matter of import we must discuss ere you leave. Lily, I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you're no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Ugaean royalty. Long I have pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. But what? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those two clones has wrought great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something. Something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's word echo in my mind. The self same ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Eleg. Mayhap what I wish to remember and these words are related. Mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end with mine own two eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. You have my thanks, my friend. Now, let us venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. Dun, dun, dun. You know what that means. Switch back to the mage. Let's hope it didn't raise that much. Oh, it raised like right to where we are, so we're still good to go with this. The world of darkness. Only 11 minutes. Hopefully it won't take that long. Got like basic gear on right now. Got that I can't even think of what the damn shirt is. I use it. I literally use it on like 3 different glams. It's the most basic shirt. But it's one you can get early on. On God. But yeah, as you see, there's a lot of dialogue and then these missions. And this is why the main reason I dislike it's not because there's a lot of cutscenes. Although I wish they were voiced because I would like to know how to say some of these names and stuff. Um but the main thing is waiting. You do a bunch of cutscenes and then you have to wait a while, and then you do a bunch of cutscenes and then you have to wait a while, and you do a bunch of cutscenes and you have to wait a while. But I get why they can't. Like, Apparently, and I don't know if I brought this up, I looked up something, and apparently somewhere in a later expansion, they actually did do a trial that you could do with NPCs as a test, and it broke a lot of things. Like it became like unplayable in certain cases, from what I've like heard. In comparison, it was like super hard to do or something like that. And so they kind of said they wouldn't do it again. So we probably never get like the 8-man stuff, which I thought would be easier to do, but apparently not. However, it's obvious that like you can't do this. It's 20 some people. That'd be crazy if they were all NPCs. Like, imagine. But we just gotta wait. See, I don't mind so much with the trials because they're so like dungeons are duty support now. A lot of them are actually. I was actually surprised because I know for a fact some dungeons that I used to play as when I started were not duty support. Now they are. There's still a couple I wish that they did, and they plan to apparently because they're listed as eventually kind of thing, but they don't have it yet. But I'm quite glad that they did add like the duty support on the dungeons though, because the dungeons are harder to get people for in general. You, because I'll never forget. I know for a fact the one dungeon in Stormblood, I sat with Striker. I think I sat like 40 minutes, and I think I was streaming at the time too, and it took like 40 minutes to get it. It was insane. I'm like sitting here doing nothing, just talking with chat and stuff because nothing was going on. See, when I'm playing uh by myself, I will like load up a YouTube video or music, so I'm doing something else as well. But obviously since I'm recording here, I'm literally just sitting here doing nothing when I pause the thing. Because I can't walk away because then I might be kicked out of the queue kind of thing. And I don't want to turn on stuff because I'm going to immediately go to recording, so I'm not watching a YouTube video or something. But so it's not as bad when I'm doing it on my own time, but for these recordings it gets a little bad. Um yeah, sitting like 40 minutes for a dungeon, and especially if you get unlucky and you get somebody that's not good to get through it. I think I only ever had that happen once, where we couldn't get through a dungeon, where we kept dying and kept dying. We finally did manage, I think, but we managed with like minutes left or something. And don't get me wrong, like I was part of it. Not blaming anybody. We were just we all were learning it and all being bad at it. Like, imagine waiting 40 minutes and then not being able to complete it in the 90 minutes or whatever you got to complete it, and then you have to wait another 40 to get it. Yeah, I'd rather just duty support it through. It helps though if you have like, if you're going in, like when I was playing with Sam, we had a healer, we had a tank, and we had our DPS. So three of us, we only needed one more DPS. So it didn't take us that long because only had to find one person. And since we had the tank and the healer, we had the most demanding ones that are needed. But yeah, as you see, I mean, we're waiting already 8 minutes. Just chilling here doing nothing. I'm gonna attempt, and I say this attempt, I'm gonna attempt the tank when we do trials, because there's gonna be a second tank. So if I screw up, hopefully the other tank can handle it. And I'm preferably just gonna be like off tank. But we'll see. I've like I said with my other character off recording, obviously. I challenged myself now to be healer only, and I literally don't have any other class but healer. So I literally can't queue as a DPS or a tank yet. And yeah, it's been okay. I died once in Behemoth, where I got marked there. I died once where I got knocked off the map. Come close to dying a few times. Overall, it hasn't been so bad being the healer, though. In one dungeon, I was bad as the healer. Well, I wouldn't say I was bad, but the tank, I think, overcompensated and thought that I could do more. Because they drew like a couple groups, and I was not ready to heal that big of a pull. Probably like stat wise and just me in general skill wise. But yeah, 3 years I've been playing this game. 3 years, and I've never played anything but DPS. Physical DPS primarily as well. Range DPS is also relatively new to me, which is so funny to me. I was like, what the fuck? I forgot I have general chat on now. I look down and I'm like, it was a free company ad. Ever feel like you don't belong with everyone else? Ever feel like you don't want to? You ever feel like you want to cause chaos and mayhem? Join us at the blood of. I love that. They're like advertising their thing off. Nothing wrong with that. Oop. Hello. Ugh. Ready your ass up, DPS. Better not went and take a piss while you're waiting. Better brought your controller with you. View at the screen. God damn it. See, usually when you get kicked out of queue, that happens and you get right back in. That's why I was like, I don't worry too much about it. Somebody's name is Verso. That's hilarious. Little Bun Bun. I like that name too. Totally thought I had dual cast on. I did not. Wait, somebody... Oh, somebody disconnected, I guess. One of our healers disconnected. Rude. I spy with my giant eye. Pray for hunting. That's what the boss said. Oh, our healer's back, but our tank went down. Tank's back up already though. Oh, that's not good. I don't know what the mechanic is here. It's obvious something to do with those things. standing here. I'm not Doom. No. Damn it, I couldn't get there. So Doom kills you when it counts down. So I was trying my damnedest to get into the, because I assume getting into the circle gets rid of Doom. But the circle I tried to get into went away. I assume that's what that was about. I just got unfortunate. Hello. I'm assuming that just spawns enemies. That's what it seemed to do last time. When I did this one, we went through this one really fast as well, so I didn't really see most of the mechanics. Like, I didn't understand them, I mean, because we just, like, blazed through them. Oh, I did not see that. There's too much shit on the ground. Ah, shit. I didn't get out of the way in time. Why didn't it... Oh, there we go. I was like, why didn't it show me? That was weird. I guess because I was in the middle of doing the other one, it didn't bring me back right away. Or didn't show me, I mean. I'm keeping up, I'm keeping up, I'm trying to keep up. We're C. Where's the tank? There we go. Come on, tank, get your ass over here. I started. All I know is we need to hit those. I think because it takes us back up. Oh fuck. I didn't even... I like landed on that one. Jesus. They're already in doggy boys. Are they already fighting? No. They're just in here. I thought when the chain spawned, I thought he... So there's a whole thing about this and people are like, on the chains and on the belly and on the... I don't know what this fight is ever. I just attack. I've never really been explained this fight. Like, people have explained it, but they haven't done it enough that I understand. I know he can eat you. I know that much. I don't know this fight enough. I don't know what we need to be doing. He's eating people though. Oh shit, hello. Ow. Slumps to the ground in pain. I don't know what to do. Oh, somebody said change and the chains are back up. I guess that's what you do. You get the chains back on them. Damn. Or one healer went down. Yeah, I don't even know how to get the chains back on him. I guess maybe you just go over in the corner and put it on, but yeah, I don't know. Think about the chains. Something I'm gonna do eventually, I'm gonna look through, like, bosses and look at mechanics. And learn them. Who disturbs the gloom? Ah, mortals from the realm of light. You've not stumbled in it. What's that? I am the cloud of darkness. What I do not smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void. One cutscene is what somebody said. Yes. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm here. Okay, good to know that that follows you, whatever that move was. I don't know how many we need to actually stand here. I assume we're taking the hit together. Darkness, take you all. Hello. I don't think that was the place to be standing. I need to do the other one. Let the sun shine in. World of Darkness complete. I went to... I always usually do the healers, and then I'll just exit, so you get the thing like as usual. Let me hide that. That way I don't need to even worry about that. Where in the seven hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Doga! Une! Can you hear me? Nero! Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Oh, I don't blame you for missing my company. Thank the 12, are you alright? As alright as can be expected. Une has simply passed out. Nero, by the gods! What's happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep, and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the ether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. God of Darkness was bound by the Emperor's unholy covenant. To bring prosperity to Elgaline royalty, the same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void scent. Cloud imprisoned us here, precisely to unleash the fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you, yet in Eorzea simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Where? Une, you're safe. Our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there's yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Gotta go! Mortals, you have dared to challenge me. Now must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm? Here I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. We strike now whilst the cloud can barely hold her form. Mayhap we can sever the Emperor's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. Lily, Ihara, you must flee. You, you and Doga mean to stay here? This is madness! You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. What is this trickery? Your blood! You too gain protection from the Emperor's blood? Haratia, you are possessed of the royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. It is a gift you have inherited, Gahara. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I thought time would consume all of Elag that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in his age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line, and used the highest of the Elgian technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Elgin, not as you are now, but your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray, tell me! You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Ihara, though its effects will be but... I always forget how to say this too. Ephemeral? It will bolster the Elgian presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by fate, Alag. Our part in this journey is to bury the Emperor's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Une and Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though you dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero, but do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga, Une, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now, Lily, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of the light. Dip, duck, dodge, dive. No, you shall not escape us. Here, the Emperor's blood-stained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint. The bridge between the realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. That light dies. We are stranded here. Hurry! Nero, no! You must move! Leave me! Don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of a lag. I am Nero Tolskeva, the man who will outdo Elag and Garland. That was what you hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you! Must move onwards. This is not where I come to rest. But how did those damn clones did it after all? Now, onwards! No! You owe me, Nero. The hells I do. You have returned unharmed. Thank the gods. When that void gate started to close, I had never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running around like madmen trying to keep the gate open. And then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... Where are Une and Doga? They're not... They stay behind to help us. Their purpose is done. I see. I will miss the two of them dearly, but I'm happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower. We now have no one able to seal it. Not true! Not true! That is not true, my friend. Una and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Hara! Yes, I can see it in your eyes! Good. Then let us put an end to this and seal away the tower. Fucking pigs. I understand your instinct, Rambos, but please, give us a moment to rest. I'm weary to the bone, and Nero and Lily are both emerged from long battle. I like how Nero had his mouth of like, the fuck you say? I'm not tired at all. Of course, of course. You have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell and repair to Saint Coniac's find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Lily. Would that I could have been of more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Une's blood. Hmm? Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebears' dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray go on ahead of me. There's something small I would do before I return. Okay. I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been a part of your adventures for longer, Lily. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for a millennia and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now, finally, is my time to see it realized. Okay, that one. Just back up. Change to pink because we won't need to be doing another. We're not obviously going to end here because we're going to make sure we finish the Crystal Tower stuff. We still have the final cutscenes to do. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Like how I can hear the footsteps before I load in. Cannot express how glad I am you returned safely, Lily. And with that, uh, and with that, or with the means to dispel the threat of the Crystal Tower for good. God, I can read. Rest, if you will, and then let us free ourselves with the specter of the Elegium. Light up hope. I trust you have rested, my friend. Good, I wish to seal the tower now, but there's something we must do first. Let me summon the others and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. So I went in, there was darkness, we punched it, I died a couple times, we're all good. So the Algaean eye that runs in Gahara's line does mean That royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it is not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology. But who imbued his family with blood, and for what purpose? Maybe all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Gahara's gaining Une and Doga's blood. Has Gahara said anything? For that matter, where is Gahara? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. Knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being. Though he is still Nero. What about Gahara? Lily, you say Gahara stayed behind at the Crystal Tower. I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambos! Master Rambos! 'Tis Gahara Tia, sir. He came into the Crystal Tower and began ordering researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? I do not know, sir, but he was quite insistent. He up and bodily forced me out of the the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well. Let us go and speak with these researchers, and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, Lily, please come with me. No doubt Gahara means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. You got it. Let's go. I'm on log 4, so I'll leave it be. We're gonna have another cutscene when we go up here, so might as well leave the cover off. Also, something you can do, you can just hide the dial-up, like the chat log. It'll come back though when you hit certain buttons and stuff, but you can actually keep it off if you don't care about the chat up at all. I keep it up because I like seeing, especially if somebody randomly talks or whatever else, but obviously playing like this is not the case. What in the world was Gahara thinking? Demanding we leave the tower. No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course he would tell me nothing, but he will be honest with you, miss. I am certain of it. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Gahara. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Eleg. Or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in the Emperor's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Elag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet, They hoped its spires would again dominate the land and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of the Leg's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of the Eleg's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. The man was my forebearer. For a millennia we waited. Eleg's art and ingenuity faded. Her royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Hara, the Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as the Alex to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hells, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Sid. We could wait for someone, someday, to reach the same heights as Stalag. But by then, we will have lost the royal blood, and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Amon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that... I am deadly serious, Sid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Elgians in knowledge. I will slumber within Cypress Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. It is the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. Future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns. The tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will change your mind, will it? Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Ally. Just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Gahara. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray keep alive our successes, and forgive us our failures. May we meet again, my friend. See you, bud. The 12 keep you till then, Rembros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Lily. I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Starting to lose my voice from speaking so much. I haven't been recording. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wishes. Crystal Tower slumbers again then. 'Tis too quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. Yeet! A new dawn has come for me. I don't know if we have a cutscene or if we are done now once we get back, but I'll leave the cover off until we go. Do 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 do. Yeah, so I actually I really like the story of the Crystal Towers. I just don't like the Alliance raids. I've avoided every Alliance raid that I could, which is bad because there is story behind them, and I'm pretty sure at one point in the main story, somewhere in Stormblood, they already expect you have done the Alliance raid from like Heaven's Ward or whatever. Because there's a reference to something that makes no sense to me, and I think it's because it assumes you've done that. But since it's not required, like the Crystal Tower is, you don't actually witness it. You have just missed Sid, Lily. There's much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Gahara's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah. No matter how lonely Saint Cognaic's mind has become, for our friend's departure, we must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future, lit by Gahara's beacon. Sealing the tower was but the first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. You have completed the Crystal Tower quest series. The next main scenario quest can be accepted by speaking with Menphilia at the Rising Stones. Yay! We did it! We're done with the Crystal Tower. But we are over 3 hours, and I knew it was going to be a long one. I could have cut it down if I didn't let some of the queue time show up, but whatever. Either which way, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I think I'm gonna, this week, by the time you're seeing this anyway, probably gonna just do all Final Fantasy videos and finish out A Realm Reborn so we can get into Heaven's Ward. But yeah, see you in the next one.